What if the Earth itself had a heartbeat? A rhythmic pulse resonating from the planet's very core. A subtle vibration felt only by the most sensitive instruments. Imagine the implications, the sheer audacity of such a concept. Not a metaphor, not some poetic fancy, but a literal measured pulse, a consistent, unwavering rhythm emanating from deep within, a signal that defied all conventional understanding of geology and physics. We found it deep beneath the Antarctic ice, a place of stark beauty and unforgiving cold, a landscape that held secrets buried for millennia. It was here, in this desolate expanse, that the Earth's hidden rhythm began to reveal itself. We first saw it in the Vostok Station ice cores, those frozen chronicles of time, each layer a testament to the Earth's ancient history. Within these icy archives, a strange anomaly began to emerge. A faint regular pattern, almost imperceptible at first, like a whisper in a hurricane. A subtle deviation from the expected background noise, a rhythmic anomaly that piqued our curiosity. It was initially dismissed as error, a glitch in the equipment, until it persisted, unwavering 4 kilometers down. The deeper we probed, the stronger and more consistent the signal became, defying all logical explanations. We, the skeleton crew of Polaris 7, a small band of researchers isolated in the vast white wilderness, became obsessed. The pulse consumed our thoughts, driving us to unravel its mysteries. Our official mission was climate research, a vital task in a world grappling with environmental change. We diligently collected data, analysed trends, and contributed to the global effort to understand our planet's shifting climate. But our real work began after dark, under the cloak of the Antarctic night, tracing the pulse, following its enigmatic rhythm deeper into the Earth's embrace. The deeper we drilled, pushing the boundaries of our technology and our sanity, the clearer the signal became. It resonated within us, a primal rhythm that echoed in our very bones. The ice groaned, a symphony of creaks and cracks as the immense pressure of the glacier shifted and settled around us. It felt as if the very landscape was reacting to our intrusion. The air thickened, heavy with an unnatural stillness, as if the atmosphere itself was holding its breath, anticipating something unknown. And we suffered shared nightmares of impossible buried structures, cyclopean geometries hidden beneath the ice, hinting at a history beyond human comprehension. The pulse was a presence, not just a sound, but a tangible force that permeated our reality, influencing our thoughts and perceptions. Then one night, under the pale glow of the Aurora Australis, the pulse doubled, its intensity amplified beyond anything we had previously witnessed. The seismographs shrieked, their needles dancing wildly as the instruments strained to capture the surge of energy. Alarms blared, filling the station with a cacophony of warnings. It felt like a response, a deliberate reaction to our relentless probing, as if the Earth itself was acknowledging our presence. For the first time, a chilling thought crept into our minds, a question that hung heavy in the frigid air. Had it noticed us? Had our relentless pursuit of the pulse awakened something ancient and unknowable? The silence of Antarctica was no longer empty. It was no longer the comforting stillness of a pristine wilderness. It was waiting, a pregnant pause before an unknown event, a silent anticipation that sent shivers down our spines. The question was no longer what it was, what force or phenomenon was generating this mysterious pulse. But if it now knew we were here, if our intrusion had triggered something profound, and what the consequences of that awakening might be. The aftermath of the pulse was a chilling tableau of technological silence. Our screens, once vibrant with data, were now dark mirrors reflecting our own apprehension. The hum of the machinery, a constant companion, had vanished, leaving an unnerving void. The pulse's change shattered our nerves, leaving us on edge, constantly anticipating the next unknown. Every tremor, every flicker of the light sent shivers down our spines. The weight of the unknown pressed down on us, a palpable force that amplified our anxieties. Dr. Thorne, our lead geophysicist, became obsessed, consumed by the data, poring over every anomaly, every fluctuation. Sleep became a luxury he could no longer afford, his waking hours dedicated to unravelling the mysteries beneath our feet. His focus was unwavering, bordering on manic, convinced our drill was broadcasting our presence, sending out a signal into the abyss. He theorized that the pulse had not only disrupted our technology, but had also awakened something deep below, something that could hear our intrusion. We sent down a sonar probe, Orpheus, a state-of-the-art device equipped with the latest in acoustic imaging technology. It was our eyes and ears in the darkness, our only hope of understanding what lay beneath the ice. Into the borehole, desperate to see what lay beneath, to confirm or deny Thorne's increasingly unsettling theories. The fate of our mission, perhaps even our world, rested on the data Orpheus would transmit. For 3 kilometers, nothing but ancient ice, a frozen testament to millennia of undisturbed solitude. Each layer told a story of a world long past, a history etched in ice and snow. Then, at 3,800 meters, a depth previously unexplored by human eyes, Orpheus broke through, piercing the final layer of ice and entering a realm unknown. The sonar exploded with impossible shapes, anomalies that defied all known geological formations, not bedrock, but a vast liquid-filled void, a subterranean chamber of immense proportions, a subterranean ocean hidden from the world for eons, locked away for millions of years, a pristine ecosystem untouched by the passage of time. But what transfixed us were the echoes, strange, distorted signals that hinted at something far more extraordinary. Sharp, geometric, precise, arranged in deliberate patterns defying the randomness of nature. Immense spires, reaching towards the unseen surface, monoliths and causeways, forming a network of submerged pathways. Absorbing sonar rather than reflecting it, as if designed to conceal their presence. Then the final reading. A data point that would forever haunt our memories. Something moving, colossal, stirring in the depths. Rising to meet us, ascending from the abyss with an unknown purpose. The probe signal cut out, leaving us in the dark, our connection severed. We stared at the silent monitors, our faces etched with disbelief and growing dread, knowing we'd awakened something ancient, something that should have remained undisturbed. The silence that followed was worse than the pulse itself, a pregnant pause filled with unspoken fears. We had found a city, a testament to a civilization beyond our comprehension, and something within it was alive, stirring from its long slumber, and it was coming, rising from the depths to meet us, its intentions unknown, but its presence undeniable. Orpheus's data was a curse. Thorne and Petrova rendered a 3D model, a city of impossible non-Euclidean geometry. The structures twisted into dimensions our minds rejected. Looking too long induced vertigo and nausea. The city converged on a central void, the source of the pulse. It wasn't a heart, but a sleeping machine or organism. The city itself was alive. We realized the ice was not just a product of nature, but a prison wall. We had drilled into a cell meant to contain something vast. The only question left, what would happen when it woke? And had we just sounded its alarm? We had to see it. We prepped the Charon drone, equipped with cameras and lights, and sent it down. The descent was tense. The camera broke through the ice into black, super-chilled water. Floodlights revealed a city of black stone, veined with bioluminescence pulsing in time with the pulse. The city was dormant, not dead. The drone drifted, showing monoliths covered in shifting hieroglyphs, bridges arching at impossible angles. Then movement. A pale, sinuous shape, impossibly large, gliding through the spires. It was not a fish, nor a geological feature. It was alive, and it was watching. We were not alone. The city was waking. The pulse grew louder. We realized we had trespassed, and something had noticed. The sight of the creature broke us. The station's hum was replaced by tense silence and the mocking thrum of the pulse. Team members heard whispers, sibilant, guttural, not human, emanating from the walls. Thorne locked himself in the comms room, claiming the whispers were a language of mathematics and pain. Our nightmares intensified. We walked the city's streets, saw pale creatures swimming above, and a colossal sightless eye beginning to open. The line between waking and dream blurred. Petrova heard her name called from the borehole. A clear, resonant voice. We tried to rationalize but knew the truth. The thing below was learning. It had seen our drone, heard our transmissions. Now it was learning to speak, and it was calling to us. Driven by fatalistic curiosity, we sent Charon for one final dive, following coordinates Thorne claimed were whispered to him. The pale creatures escorted the drone through the city's avenues to a colossal dome. Inside, a perfect sphere, its surface a mosaic of millions of closed eyes. The pulse was the collective breath of this living chamber. At the centre, one eye opened, an iris swirling with nebula-like colours. It was not for seeing light, but souls, time, reality itself. As it focused on the camera, a psychic shockwave hit us. The monitors exploded, lights died, and a telepathic scream echoed in our minds. The sleeper was awake and hungry. The psychic scream plunged us into chaos. Power failed. Only the pulse remained, louder than ever. Vance saw it first, a tall, thin figure, pale and membranous, standing by the borehole in the blizzard. It pointed at our window, not a threat, but a designation. The borehole was a two-way street. Something had come up. The figure dissolved into liquid, swept away by the wind. Then a deafening impact at the airlock, rhythmic banging in time with the pulse. It wasn't trying to break in. It was knocking patiently, politely. It wanted to be let in. The isolation of Antarctica was now our cage. We realized the city's gaze was upon us, and the sleeper's emissary was at our door. The knocking continued, an incessant deafening rhythm that echoed through the station. Each impact resonated deep within the metal framework, a constant reminder of the unseen force that lay just beyond the reinforced door. Each boom was not just a sound, but a physical blow to our sanity, a relentless assault on our already frayed nerves. The isolation, the fear, and now this. It was all becoming too much to bear. We huddled together, a small group of terrified survivors armed with flare guns, their feeble light barely piercing the oppressive darkness, and ice axes, tools meant for scaling frozen mountains, utterly useless against whatever malevolent entity waited outside, its patience seemingly endless. Thorn, in stark contrast to our collective panic, remained eerily calm. He slipped away, a shadow detaching itself from the group, and disappeared into the comms room. He began broadcasting, but it wasn't a distress call, not a plea for rescue. It was a sermon, delivered with the fervour of a zealot, his voice echoing through the station's speakers. He spoke of the city beneath the ice, a place of impossible architecture and forgotten knowledge. He spoke of the Chamber of Eyes, a place where the veil between realities thinned and the truth became horrifyingly clear. He claimed the truth had been revealed to him, a dark enlightenment that shattered everything we thought we knew. The sleeper, he insisted, was not a monster, not a threat to be contained, but a saviour, a bringer of necessary change. Humanity, he declared, was nothing more than a cosmic accident, a fleeting anomaly in the grand tapestry of the universe. The sleeper's awakening was not an invasion, but a correction, a rebalancing of the scales, a necessary purging of an unnatural presence. The ice, he said, was not a prison, but a cocoon, a protective shell nurturing something ancient and powerful. And the butterfly, the magnificent, terrifying butterfly, was finally emerging, ready to spread its wings and reshape the world. His final words, before the station's power flickered and died, plunging us into absolute darkness, were not his own. A deeper voice, resonant and alien, intoned from his lips, a voice that seemed to vibrate the very air around us. "We see you," it echoed, the words laced with an ancient power that chilled us to the bone. Abruptly, the knocking stopped, the relentless pounding ceasing as if a switch had been flipped. An oppressive silence fell, heavier and more terrifying than the noise that preceded it. Then a new sound emerged from the depths of the earth, a sound that made our blood run cold, a scraping, a grinding of stone on metal, a sound that spoke of immense power and unstoppable force. It was coming from the borehole, the very heart of the research station. It was not knocking anymore, not trying to break through a barrier. It was coming up from below, ascending from the abyss, drawn by some unseen force. We waited, huddled together in the darkness, our hearts pounding in our chests like trapped birds. As the pulse, the rhythmic thrumming that permeated the ice, grew stronger, more insistent, more terrifying. The end was no longer a question of if, but when, a certainty that hung heavy in the air, suffocating us with its inevitability. The sleeper was rising, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. That was the last we know of Polaris 7. The official story, a tragic accident during a polar vortex. But those who've seen the data know the truth. They found what they sought, and it found them. The world remains unaware. Is the melting ice just climate change, or is the cocoon weakening from within? The warning was prophecy. The correction is coming. The owners of this world are waking. Humanity is a fleeting dream in the mind of a sleeping God. The powers that be will deny it, call you mad. But madness is just another perspective. Listen, in the dead of night, past your own heartbeat, you might hear it, a faint low thrum. The pulse, it's getting stronger. If you hear it, don't be afraid. Be curious. Perhaps it will speak to you too.